Hello everyone. I'm Marina, and today I want to tell you about a terrifying experience I had near an old abandoned railway network. When I was younger, I used to venture into forgotten places in search of hidden stories and intense emotions that only fear can provoke. This time, my curiosity led me to explore the tunnels and tracks that had been in disuse for decades. The afternoon I chose for the exploration was covered by gray clouds that seemed to portend a storm. The air was heavy and electric, as if it was charged with a strange energy that made you feel alert but restless at the same time. As I walked between the rusty rails and moss-covered cars, the atmosphere became more and more oppressive. The sun was beginning to set, and I decided to make my way into a tunnel that stretched ominously under a hill. The interior was shrouded in darkness so dense that I could barely see beyond a few meters. I turned on my flashlight, and its weak light barely managed to dispel the shadows that crouched on the walls. The echo of my footsteps echoed through the tunnel, mingling with the distant murmur of the wind seeping through invisible crevices. A feeling of being watched took hold of me, causing my skin to stand on end and my senses to sharpen even more. She was not alone. I could feel it in the thick air around me. Suddenly, a clanging noise echoed from the bottom of the tunnel, as if something heavy was moving between the rails. My muscles tensed and the heart began to pound, filling my ears with its frantic beating. The lantern trembled in my hand, casting dancing shadows that seemed to take on a life of their own on the damp walls. I advanced cautiously, each step slower than the last, as the noise grew clearer and more steady. Finally, I came to a fork where the tunnel split into two dark and menacing paths. I didn't know which direction to take. Both seemed to lead into the unknown and potentially dangerous. It was then that the light of my flashlight suddenly went out, plunging me into absolute darkness. The silence became oppressive, interrupted only by my ragged breath and the beating of my heart, which echoed in my chest like a war drum. A cold, tangible presence seemed to stalk me from all sides, as if the shadows themselves were alive and surrounded me. With a supreme effort, I managed to turn the flashlight back on and, without thinking about it anymore, I ran towards the exit of the tunnel, away from that place where I felt that something was waiting in the dark to catch me. Since then, I have avoided any mention of that abandoned railway network, but the images and sensations of that afternoon linger in my most vivid nightmares. Thank you for listening to my story. Always remember to be alert when venturing into forgotten places, and above all, never underestimate the power of the unknown. Until next time. Goodbye. Hello everyone. I'm Marina, and today I want to tell you about a terrifying experience I had near an old abandoned railway network.